Welcome to the Potter Blog site, August 15, 2013. In breaking news today, CDC has a new solicitation out, a revised one, for a national call-in center based on the 211 phone number, where people who believe they've been infected with the bird flu will speak with triage nurses. Here's this solicitation. Now here's one of the key takeaways from this solicitation here. As we scroll down through it, we've already highlighted it. Let me zoom in on this, make it just a little bit more readable. Here's one of the key items in the statement of work. It talks about these nurses. When managing ill persons with influenza-like illnesses during a severe pandemic, a method that each participating poison center shall use to electronically or telephonically transfer authorized prescriptions to local pharmacies. So the gist of this is if you call in with the bird flu, you're going to speak to a nurse at the poison control center who's been trained to diagnose whether or not you have bird flu, and then they are going to give you a prescription and electronically send it to your local pharmacy. So let's go back to the main story here, and let's sum it up here. These are the key facts. We're going to go over these quickly. Short of pending death, you will not see a doctor or hospital. 2. H7N9 bird flu is nearly 100% fatal for adults without advanced hospital life support equipment. 3. Very quickly into a pandemic, all advanced life support equipment will be in use. Even in large cities, you can't expect there to be more than 100 advanced life support units available even in a large city. 4. Based on what we've seen out of China, children may have a reasonable chance of surviving H7N9 bird flu even without a hospital visit. 5. You will have to quarantine your children in your home if they show symptoms. 6. Practicing good infection control may help you survive your children's flu. 7. Purchase infection control items while you still can. And here's the deal. Your children may survive this, but if you don't practice good infection control while taking care of your children, you may leave them orphans. So there is only a limited amount of infection control items available. So what we've done is listed 5 key items we believe will give you a Darwinian advantage over the rest of the herd. I'll show those to you here. First one we've discussed before, Hibiclens, also known as chlorhexidine gluconate. It's a surgical scrub that keeps killing bugs, germs, viruses up to 6 hours after use. Invisible glove, if you will. 2. A child's face mask. We show that right here. This is not to keep the child necessarily from becoming sick, because these face masks aren't as good as adult masks. They don't filter as well. But what they do is they reduce the amount of virus a sick child spreads while sneezing and coughing. So while they may help your child from coming down with symptoms, if your child does have symptoms, this will help keep the virus out of the air and help prevent you or your other children from catching the virus. So this is a very cheap alternative to what we'll discuss next, which is the HEPA filter. A good quarantine room would have a HEPA filter in it and access to outside air. Now, while the Hibiclens and these children's masks are best purchased on Amazon, a HEPA filter you need to do your own research on. Ideally, you want something with a filter that's easy to remove because you will be throwing filters away, and you want something that can filter a large volume of air. And on top of that, if it has a germicidal UV light, that's preferential, even though that may be just a little bit gimmicky on smaller sized HEPA air filters. Item 4, P100 masks. P100. There's a study just released today, even though the government, I believe, has known about it beforehand, and that is H7N9 is very infective to lung tissue. So high filtration rates and a good fit are key. Government's been going through some other solicitations which are indicative that caregiver face masks have been failing in stopping H7N9 virus. Now, that may be for a whole host of reasons, poor fit, poor filtering, but we think the key aspect of it is if you're in a room where there's a lot of virus in the air, it only takes a small amount to get past your mask and into your lungs for you to be infected. So the key is making sure there's not a lot of virus in the air, and if you do go into such a room, that you have a good face mask. P100 masks usually have the highest filtration, and they usually have a very good face seal. They don't generally use them in hospital environments because if you look down here, they have exhalation valves. So these masks are good for protecting the wearer from becoming sick, but if the wearer is sneezing and coughing, then it doesn't protect other people from being sick. Now, number 5, see this here? Contagion the movie. Now, you can rent this instantly over Amazon or you can buy it. It's only a so-so movie, but in essence, it's a CDC propaganda movie. Seems to us like it was written for and by the CDC to raise budget. But what it does do is it gives good insight into the CDC's pandemic ConOps, their concept of operations. If you watch this movie with an eye not towards the storyline, but how you see the CDC react in the movie, the measures they take, you will have a very good idea of how they believe things will work, or how they would hope things work if things work perfectly. So watching this movie here, Contagion, is a very worthwhile effort, even though the entertainment quality is only so-so.